Sunday evening, none other than the night to plan the week, think about life, and where do we want to go from here? What do you really want? What do you really want? Well, this week is my last week in Kythira, so there's lots I want to do, to be honest. Time to write a list. Intentions for the new week. ... More walks, more sketches. Also go for a run to the lighthouse. Get a good night's sleep. Now I think it's time for Pinterest. Pinterest. If you don't give your life meaning, who is going to do it for you? Who is going to do it for you? Nobody else. Just you. It is a new week and I'm excited. I love stepping into a new week with like intention and being like, I want to do this week, and making a point to myself to actually do those things. And I'm feeling like I want to spend a lot of time outside because last week I spent so much time inside getting work done, and so I want to be out a bit more this week. And I also feel like that's such a source of inspiration for me when I spend more time outside and just like observing things and sketching and journaling. I always feel really inspired. And then on my list of things that I want to do this week is more walks and more sketches. I want to do some scrapbooking because I bought my scrapbook with me and I have all of these photos printed out from the start of the year that I want to stick into my scrapbook. Let me show you quickly. Quick little show and tell. So this is my scrapbook, and I bought this at the start of the year in this shop in Amsterdam, and I have done a couple of pages but not very much yet. Like, I've only done a couple of pages so far, but I printed all of these photos out before I left Byron, and I have so many photos, all from probably from like January till like June of this year. So many photos. And so I want to cut them out and stick them into my scrapbook. And I just love the practice and process of keeping a scrapbook. And so I want to do more of that this week because I'm like, I didn't carry this heavy book around in my suitcase for nothing. Come on, darling, stop being around the bunch. I'll try to listen to one song. It's just like drilled into my head. And I was listening to Marvin Gaye, Let's Get It On, this morning. And so I need to cleanse the song out of my head by playing it over and over 1,000 times. This is why I struggled working in an office, because internally this is what's happening, and then I just sit there like this. And inside I'm like, let's get it on. I'm gonna go to a castle now to sit and chill and sketch because I finished my work for the day and I need to get out of the house. It's 5 o'clock, so I'm gonna go for a drive and go to a castle. And love can't do me no harm, and I feel nice. There seems to be an endless amount of beautiful places to go and explore on this island, and so this afternoon I just was looking on my Google Maps at different spots on the island and I saw this castle in Millepotamus. It was about a 40-minute drive away, so I decided why not go and explore. I honestly cannot believe my eyes. I'm in a castle called Castle Ruins and there's nobody else here, just me, and completely free to just walk around and roam and go into these old ancient rooms. Oh my goodness! It's incredible. Look! I can't believe I leave here in a week. I feel like I've just started to get so like comfortable and into my like routine and in a really good rhythm with things. So whilst traveling, I feel like it's so nice to build connections with place, and like when you're in a place for a longer period of time and you can really get to know the landscape, I think that it feels so much more fulfilling for me anyway, just being in places for longer periods of time. And then it starts to feel like you have all these little pockets of like places that you've found and felt home in different places in the world. And it feels really, really comforting. This melon's not amazing. I've got lemon, ginger, honey, and green tea. This is definitely a kind of moment that feels like home wherever I am, like making a tea and playing my music in the morning and sitting down and journaling, having some fruit, and sitting at like a spot, like at a windowsill or something. Always hits. The castle I went to yesterday was insane. I feel like I couldn't take it in enough because the sun was setting and I was trying to find a spot to sit, and I was kind of like running around because I felt like I had to see, like when I'm in a place, I feel like I need to like, you know how dogs run around and they kind of like sniff everything out? I felt like I had to do that. And so I was running around and like seeing all the possibilities of like places I could sit and where I could see the sun and like where it wasn't too windy. And by the time I found a spot, the sun was like almost set, and then it got really cold and windy, but it was so beautiful. I want to go back. Even going to that castle, I'm like, I can't go to somewhere just once. I feel like I haven't really been there yet. I need to go again to see it and really feel it again. It's like when you meet somebody, like you go on a date with somebody, after just one date, it's like you don't know them. You need to like continue to get to know somebody. I feel like it's the same with place. I just think it's so exciting how much there is for us to like know and learn and understand. And in life, it's one of the most exciting things about life, I think. It's so plentiful and there's so much, like, it's endless. That is what pushes me through life. So when we going for a walk, it's like 90% being like, am I trespassing on somebody's land? The trees are giving autumn. Everything is so alive. Yum! Now that is a good breakfast. I fried lentils with tomato, an onion, garlic, spinach, olives, feta, fried eggs, and this bread, which is so good, olive oil bread. It's kind of like focaccia. And a needy cat. I've been sitting down working today and I got in such a zone, but then I was like, I need to go outside because I could feel myself getting really absorbed into my screen. And if I was at home or like somewhere where I'm going to be for longer, I would have just continued working into the night, but I felt an urge to get outside. But then I got in my car and I was like, fuck, where do I want to go? Because there's just so many options and possibilities of like places to go and see the sunset, and like, I don't know, I just got in my car and I was like, I don't even want to be sitting in the car. I almost started driving for half an hour to go and see the sunset, and I was like, I actually don't want to be sat in the car for an hour today. And so I just pulled over and came to this church, and now I found this really beautiful spot to just sit. And I'm not going to see the whole sunset because it's going to go behind the cliffs, but this is what I wanted. I just wanted to sit down and like breathe some fresh air. And sometimes I get so overwhelmed with making decisions, and it sounds so small, but honestly just making so many decisions when you're traveling by yourself sometimes is exhausting. Just feeling quite sensitive today. Wow. Oh, this is what I needed. Oh, I just love how life guides you sometimes, you know, when you listen to your intuition. And like, it's fucking hard to listen to your intuition sometimes. Like, I got in the car just then and I was like, like I was literally like, no, I don't want to drive. And now I've gotten led to this beautiful spot. I'm gonna really miss this place. See you tomorrow. Bon appetit.
Bon appetit. Hold on. Let me just order. It's one thing a bit too much over there.
I wish I could share it with you. Hi. Show me your setup. Oh. I bought Remedy this teapot and this glass from Essuera for her birthday, and now look at the ambiance. Hello. So beautiful. Familia.
Lee.
So cute. When I was sitting at that spot last night when I came to try and watch the sunset, I kept walking down here afterwards and just kind of was exploring around this little area, and then I walked down here and found this really beautiful spot between these two trees and looked out at the direction it was facing, and it faces east, and I was like, this is a perfect spot to come in the morning to watch the sunrise. And so I did it, and I'm here watching the sunrise, and I bought a flask of lemon, ginger and honey tea, and I'm doing a little sketch of this scene because it's literally so nice. It's so like beautifully framed, like these two olive trees, the headland, the sunrise, the rocks, this little rock that's my seat to sit on. The trees are like two arms reaching out to hold this space. Olive trees are so hard to draw. Trees are so hard to draw in general. So many branches, so much happening. This feels like art class. I had a very, 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 very privileged schooling, high school, when I grew up in Byron. The school was really close to the beach, so sometimes in art class we would leave class and walk down to the beach with like our clipboards and paper, and we'd sit in like a very similar space to this and sketch or do like you know, when you put like a leaf under a page and then you rub it with an oil pastel or something or a charcoal and then it imprints. We do stuff like that, and I loved it so much. I remember it being just like so calming and peaceful, and that's literally what I'm doing right now. I feel like I'm really giving art teacher right now, even my outfit. I'm so grateful that I've come to this island. Everyone that I meet here, they're like, why are you on Kythira? Like, how did you end up in Kythira? And I'm like, how did I end up in Kythira? But at the same time, it's like, it feels exactly like where I meant to be. And I only found it because I was looking for a nice space on Airbnb and I wanted to be somewhere quiet for the month. So I was just searching like literally all over Europe on Airbnb, and then I found this space in Kythira and I was like, this looks perfect. Looks at the island, said this looks perfect. And so I booked it. But it was quite coincidental and serendipitous. Also, my Airbnb host, Aphrodite, is originally from Melbourne, and she's been so lovely, and it's been so nice to have her near me because she lives in like the house adjacent to where I'm staying. And so we've been like having dinners together and just like chatting and doing things together, and so it feels like I'm not alone, which I think is really, really nice and really comforting. And she's got like 3 different properties like in the same area where I'm staying, and she's looking at turning it into like an art residency, art stay, like retreat sort of vibe. And so I'm going to help her take some content for that this week. The space is so beautiful. If you guys want somewhere to go that's like calm and peaceful and quiet for like a creative stay, I could wholeheartedly recommend not only this island but also the place, Aphrodite's place. Like, it's so beautiful, peaceful, quiet, calm, everything you could want, really. What more in life do? Thank you, sun, for the warmth and the brightness. Literally mother sun, mother trees, mother earth. That is true. Anyway, I gotta finish this drawing because I am notorious for starting things and not finishing them. Can you see my art teacher outfit? Welcome to class. Today we're sketching olive trees. I'm going to organise file. So next I'm going to organise and all the footage. This is the space I was talking about the other day when I said that Aphrodite wants to turn this place into like an artist's residency creative stay. This is the space. She finished putting it together the other day and it's so nice. But I leave in 2 days, or like tomorrow is my last day. And so I'm taking advantage of being able to use this space now and going to do some scrapbooking. But now I feel like I definitely have to come back to Kythira and to stay here now that I've seen this space like complete, because it's so nice. There's so much space. It's like an outdoor space, like big wooden tables. I feel like I could spend a week just in this room and not get bored. But I want to get Aphrodite to like explain the space because I feel like it has a bit of a story. The song Normalizo is stuck in my head. Oh, what a village! Welcome. This is Aphrodite.
Oh, from the top. Okay. Hey, everybody. It's been so nice to have Cameron here. She's been the perfect first guest to kind of open the space to what it is hopefully going to become.
Wait, because before, had you just had Airbnb guests?
I've just
Like,
had Airbnb
yeah.
guests, yeah, and it's really only been my first season. It's already had quite a nice mixture of people coming through who are really interested to see how the residency and how the space develops into something else. It's been a journey, but my father bought this house 40 years ago.
Wow.
So the context is my father's born in Australia, but his parents are from this island.
Yeah.
My father sort of had it, but it needed a lot of renovation. And I'd sort of had the goal to fix it. I mean, I'd really been wanting to fix it since I was probably about 18. And I started when I was 29. I always had the idea that I wanted to be an artist residency or a shared creative space, because that was sort of my previous career.
Yeah.
And I was interested to, I guess, make a bit of a community hub, not just for people from outside the island, but also finding a way to integrate that with local people who also have creative practices. And now that we've actually finished the spaces...
she just finished, like, it's just been finished, yesterday?
In the last couple of days.
Final touches.
Yeah, final touches.
The dream has been realised.
Yeah, and thankfully Cameron has been the big incentive to have
to
get everything done, to finish it. Now I can actually see it. I can really see how it can be used. So the layout of the house is there's 3 apartments with their own bathrooms, own kitchenettes. And so 2 artists could come at the same time, if not even 3, if I'm not staying here. Artists could come at the same time, either 2 people who don't know each other, maybe 2 people who have a practice that they work together. And then this would be a space that would be shared for the people who are staying here to use, and to sort of spread out, maybe share ideas. You could also do small workshops in here. So if you had a practice that you wanted to actually teach other people.
I'm coming back.
Yes, please come back. The doors are open, really. It's so nice outside of the main summer season, the main summer months,
it's
because
so nice
there's a
here
lot
at
of
the
space
moment.
to think. And I think there's a lot of, here on the island, when there's not, it's quite quiet. So literally you can hear yourself think. And so if you have... Either you already have an idea you want to develop, or you want to come and think about new ideas, new concepts that you want to work on. It also has that space. Because you can go walking, you can go hiking, and then hopefully conjure up some ideas during that time.
Literally.
That's been the journey, and always, it was an idea to have the space to share for artist residencies. And I think, as long as people would think that they need for their practice a month, 2 months. I mean, you've done a month, and how was that for you?
I need
a
longer. I need more time.
It does take
because it also takes you a while to settle into a place and get to if you're working on something creative, you need to get to a place within yourself where you're able to delve into that. And I feel like you need to get settled and process things, especially if you've been somewhere else before. And
I say it takes
so that takes a week off.
It really does. You have to adjust to island rhythm, island time. It's actually
honestly,
has a different
especially
flow.
if you come from a city or something, it's completely different.
Yeah. So the Kythira is accessible by 2 boats, one from Athens, one from the mainland, and we also are lucky enough to have an airport. So generally it's a pretty accessible island. Yeah, all year round.
Yeah.
And we're very lucky with Kythira because it's quite preserved. One of the things is we haven't had a lot of tourism, and the tourism that we do have and are trying to have is a bit more environmentally conscious and maybe appreciate the fact that it's not as developed as some other islands in Greece.
Yeah, because that's the most beautiful thing about it.
We're very lucky to have a lot of things preserved.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for finding the space.
It's been so nice.
Honorary guest of Swan House. And now the Swan House residency.
Yes.
So in Greek we call Swan House Spiti to Kiknou.
Spiti
To
Kiknou.
House of the Swan.
So Spiti what? Spiti
to
Kiknou.
Kiknou.
Spiti to Kiknou. It's a tongue twister.
Tongue twister, yeah.
Why is it Swan House?
It's Swan House partially because my mother actually bought this beautiful swan sculpture on the mainland and brought it in the car. It's very heavy.
Really?
That she
just really liked. Did she have a thing with the swans? Or?
Not necessarily, but she said this is the perfect swan. I've been looking for a swan like this.
What? So specific.
So it was very specific. But then further to that, Aphrodite is also represented by the swan. So it also fits into Aphrodite, which Kythira is actually the island where Aphrodite came out
and you're
of the
Aphrodite.
sea. I'm named after this island.
Yeah,
so that's also where it fits in. So this one is also representative of Aphrodite's island, basically, as well. But no, it was definitely my mother's ode to the house.
Oh, I love that. And now it's continuing.
I'm really looking forward to the types of people that want to come and share ideas. And
it's so
share
exciting.
their creative practice.
Yeah.
It's been a long time coming, but it feels it's all happened as it's meant to.
Yeah.
Happen.
Always.
Yeah.
Whee! But crazy to think to me that this was only like a few months ago, and how beautifully the year has gone. I feel inspired by my past self.
This is really good.
It's like eggplant and zucchini,
Amazing.
tomato,
Yeah.
and onion and dill and feta and olives.
Yum.
Like a warm kind of Greek salad with a twist. Cheers. Love it.
Hopefully I didn't get in the shot that I just poured that on myself. On this, like 2 minutes left. Oh, bon appetit.